What's going on out there, social media land? This is Dustin Sherman or Sherman Tank, whichever you prefer. A lot of my friends call me Tank. Just wanted to come on. This is New Year's Eve. Wanted to come on and just talk a little bit about kind of, I guess, our future. Just how bad this last year was. Hopefully, 2021 will be a much better year for us. Been a lot of things that we've given up this year. A lot of things that we hope to not see in 2021. Although I think that we're not going to start off the year very well, just with all the COVID stuff, the lockdowns, the presidential whatever ends up happening on the 20th of January. So I'm not sure exactly how 2021 is going to turn out. I know it's not going to start off perfect, but I'm not going to say it, because if I say it, then I'm going to jinx it. So let's hope that 2021 is prosperous for everybody. So maybe in the comments and stuff like that on Facebook here, you can tell me what you think about, or what you're hoping to see in 2021. Let me make sure that it's actually going through here. Make sure it is live. Okay, it's live. All right, good deal. So, real quick, I hate to have dead air, but I got to make sure everything's going where it's supposed to go on the social media platforms and all that good stuff. So, let's see here. Looks like I'm up everywhere. So, there's been a lot of things that have taken place this year that hasn't necessarily been good for us. But you know what they say: what don't kill you makes you stronger. Which in 2020's case, that should make us Goliath. To start off the year, it started off okay for us. We had moved into a house that we had bought, and actually October was our first year. We moved in actually in 2019. In October, we spent the first year all the way up to October of 2020. That was our first year, and we're still doing okay, getting through it. Even though I've been unemployed for most of the year due to COVID, and we've still been able to survive it, so that's a blessing. Angela's been out of school due to COVID. Not because she has it, but because they don't want the kids to go in there and transmit it and catch it and get the teacher sick and so forth and so on. So she's been doing Zoom classes here at home. We did go through COVID, but before that, in June, I had a LASIK surgery that didn't turn out very good. They still cannot map my left eye on their machine, so they still can't determine what they have to do to fix it. So right now, as an instance, I'm actually wearing a contact in my left eye. Actually, I think I got them both in tonight. So I can get away with wearing one contact for a while, but reading is difficult. The right eye is pretty good at long distance, way better than it was without glasses to begin with. The left eye is worse than it was when we started. So they want to send me to Canada for that, so we'll see what 2021 entails and see if that ends up being a possibility. But after the bad LASIK, then of course Angela and I came down with COVID, and Angela ended up in the hospital for 6 days, and I had it, and the worst I had was loss of taste, and I had some breathing difficulty. One day I went to the ER and got fixed up with that and never looked back. So hopefully going through it, hopefully that's the last time we get it, but I think COVID's here for the long haul. I don't think that anything that they can do is going to fix it, but they're going to try and do whatever. So it's one of those things that I think that we just, again, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So we just got to continue to keep pushing forward, and hopefully hopefully this year's a lot better. So looking to see who I got on here. Jason Hammer, Happy New Year's. I appreciate it, brother. How's that with your aim? You know what? I don't have any problem with my aim, honestly, because it's the gun and everything is close enough to my eyes. I can see it clearly. Actually, shooting without glasses isn't that difficult. The last time I went out and shot my pistols, I was good. Red dots are a little difficult because they're a little further from my face, but I can still hit the target with some decent accuracy. Haven't really shot too much out to 100 yards yet, so that'll remain to be seen. Most of the stuff I've done has been at 50 yards and closer. So pistol wise though, at 10 to 20, I'm solid. So you don't want to be within 10 to 20 yards of me, I'll put you down. What's going on, AC Lytle? Happy New Year. Angelia, Happy New Year. Sminar Warren, Happy New Year. Appreciate that. So with the new year that comes in, there's been a bunch of different changes, both politically. Politically. I have been drinking a little bit, so I'm not gonna lie. If I get a little tongue tied, that's probably why. I got my standby, which is Kahlua and milk, and I haven't slept that much the last few days, so hopefully this will knock me out tonight. Of course, I'm gonna stay up till midnight and make sure I ring the new year in. If I could strangle it in, I would do that. The way that 2020 acted. But anyway, with the new year coming in, we have a lot of changes coming, possibly with the president. There's still some hope. I'm not going to lie. There's still some hope out there. But Pence today decided that he told a judge not to basically give him any right to change the election. So with a little hope, it's starting to diminish. And I still think Biden's going to get in there. Don't crucify me for that, but I still think that that's what's going to happen. Mainly because I think that if they do allow Trump to take it, I think that this country will enter a civil war very quickly, probably within the first week. And I think that there's going to be a lot of politicians that get hunted down, and rightfully so. I hate to say that. I'm not an advocate for violence at all, but I think that that's probably what everyone's thinking is going to happen. And I think that if that were to happen, I think the left would start the civil war. If the right, if Biden gets in there, conservatives generally don't do that kind of stuff. So now, if Trump were to get in there, I think your Antifas and your Black Lives Matters and all those people would be out smashing windows and doing all kinds of crap. I mean, they're already doing it in Portland, and there's no reason for them to be doing it. The same thing in Washington and everywhere else. So, it is what it is. I think eventually conservatives are going to get fed up. They're going to get sick of things, and they're going to do something crazy, and they'll take the country back. Jason, I was in Texas for a while, buddy. I was actually in, not this year, but a few years ago, I actually lived in Houston. Didn't really care for Houston area too much, but which is why I came back. Too many hurricanes. I've been through every natural disaster you can think of. Earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, fires, floods. I've been through everything. And hurricanes is something that I don't really care to go through again. Not when the building I'm in had 3 AC units ripped right off the roof. That was, that's kind of where I draw the line. But, and maybe it's because I was down closer to the coast, but I had a boss that lost his house in Galveston. He had one of those stilt homes that was built on the stilts out on the beach, and literally his insurance agent gave him a check for $1 million before the storm even hit. They expected it to be gone, and it was. All they did was told him don't cash it till until the storm hits. So, and it was the 4th time they had rebuilt the house. So that's yeah. So it cost a couple $100,000 to build the house. Gets wiped out for $1 million, and he cashes his check. So I guess it's kind of a money making scheme. No, Houston or Texas is okay in certain areas. I think up north in Texas is good. Um, I grew up on the plains in Colorado, so Texas wasn't that bad for me. It's just I didn't like the weather. I didn't like the humidity. Yeah, it was a little warm. Jason says Houston sucks. Fact. I agree. Um, yeah, Jim Thompson. I don't think the six is going to do anything. Let's see. Dean Wheeler, Happy New Year. Nate Shirley's watching. Cool, Nate. We'll wave. Hey, Diva. See you're watching. Happy New Year's. Looks like it's about everybody's probably out partying, or at home partying, one of the two. I know here in Anchorage they have a fireworks display that you can go watch. It's kind of weird, down south on the 4th of July you get to see all the fireworks, but here in Anchorage you get to see the fireworks on January 1st because it's dark on January 1st. In July it doesn't get dark till like 3 a.m. So there's no point in really watching fireworks whenever it's daylight out. So let's see. Chris Cole, I still can't believe you think conservatives will just let Biden walk in. Chris, I guarantee that that's what's going to happen. I mean, there may be some stuff that happens on the 6th, but man, I can't see, dude. You know how many rhinos are in there. Now there may be some contention, and there may be some people contesting it and everything else, but the fact that Pence has already given up his role as basically the president of the Senate and doesn't want to overturn it, then I think that that's the writing on the wall that you need to see. Jim Thompson, here in Kansas, we have weather that changes every 2 minutes, including tornadoes. Jim Thompson, you are correct. I grew up 13 miles from the Kansas state line, brother. I know that is true. I grew up in farm country. We were 13 miles from the Kansas state line, and I seen that out there too. We were kind of in Tornado Alley. So I actually had, at one point, I had a Nissan pickup with a camper shell on the top of it, and it ripped the camper shell right off the top of my truck. So, yeah, weather can change very drastically, very quickly. Let's see. Well, see, Jason, there you go. I was here, man. I was here in 2000. You should have came and seen me. Actually, I don't think it was back. I don't think I was up here back that far. I think it was probably, let's see, I've been gone for 10. Well, maybe I was here. Maybe 2001, 2002. Trying to remember when I came up the very first time. I know I've been up here. This is like my 4th trip to Alaska. Second time I've worked for these employers. And I worked for 2 other employers twice. One in Wasilla and one in Eagle River. And both places were good people that I worked for. It's just that, I wasn't real sure at the time that Alaska was where I wanted to settle down. And I think that I've chosen this place. And who knows, that may change in the future. You never know. I do like to wander sometimes. So, I think as long as I have reasonable means to visit other places, I think that would be, that would keep me here. The thing that's nice about Alaska is it takes a little longer for certain things to happen here. So, and, as far as like the unrest and all that kind of stuff that happens down south, we'll be one of the last places hit. Just because it takes longer for the outrage and the stupidity and all that kind of stuff to make its way up here. Although we do have politicians that are really trying to push that here. So don't be surprised if, you see me on here making a video that Antifa's burnt down a building or something soon. So, Dean Wheeler, I just read something that if Pence defers, then it goes to the House. Each state gets one vote, more red than blue states. Yeah, Dean, I agree with that, but maybe that's the move. I don't know. I hope that it was a strategic move, AC Lytle. I really do. But he could have stood up and made that move himself. But maybe it is a strategic move. Maybe that's what he needs to do. Jason, yeah, brother, right now it's dark, and yeah, certain times of the year it does definitely get dark, and it stays that way. So up at Red Dog Mine, you've probably seen that a lot up there. What's up, Dewey Wells? I see you're watching. I hope you had a good day today. Hopefully you're making a little bit of money. hopefully you start making more money tomorrow whenever they open the restaurants again. So my buddy Dewey Wells owns a restaurant here in Anchorage that's been shut down. He has been struggling to get by. Anchorage decided that they were going to let the restaurants open at like 25% capacity, and he's been doing takeout. And I stopped in there on my way there Tuesday, and picked up the William Wallace breakfast, and holy cow, was that so good. That was really, really good. It was one of the best sandwiches I've had up here in Alaska in quite a while. So I had some fries, and what was on it? It was William Wallace, and it was corned beef and egg, and oh my god, it was so good. I hope you continue to keep that on your menu, Dewey, because I'll be ordering that again. Let's see, Jared Miller. Nice to meet you, Dustin, here from San Antonio. What's going on, Jared? How you doing, buddy? Jared runs a group on Facebook that is American. It's basically the Patriots. It's a Patriot group, but it's for the America's Patriot Party. Hope we'll catch up soon on that, Jared. AC Lytle, Trump is playing a lot of chess moves right now. He has to. The only other option is to concede. He won't concede. That's one thing I guarantee you. Trump is not going to concede. He's too strong of a patriot. He's too strong of a maybe it's a little ego too. I don't know. Trump's been known to have an ego, so he's not going to concede that he lost this election, at least legitimately. So I completely agree on that. Jim Thompson, I'm going to use my stimulus to buy a second gun. Really? It took you till 2020 to own a gun, huh, Jim? Ah, buddy, you're behind, man. I think. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, I guess if Pence decided to give it up, he isn't self-serving. But I hope that. Here's the thing, guys. And I've been saying this up here in Alaska, and I think it's a good analogy. I think that we're reading the same book. We're just on. It's the same book. It's the same story, but it's a different book. And I think what's going on, it's like watching a movie and getting two different perspectives. The disinformation going between party to party, between the news, and that there's conservative news and there's Democratic news. And I think, they're telling the same stories, but they're telling different versions of it. And I think that's what's hurting the country. I think that, it's like the CNN is not, where they share a soundbite, but it's not the whole picture. And I think both sides do that. And unfortunately, we're not getting the whole picture of what's going on. So we're hearing good things on one side, we're hearing bad things on another side. And then we're stuck to kind of come up with our own conclusions, and the disinformation has just gotten completely stupid and rampant. Dean says he's going to use his second stimulus to buy a safe. Now that's a little bit better. I kind of need one of those myself. But, maybe it's not bad that I have a gun like in every room. So, if I have to go from room to room, at least I have protection from place to place. I'm probably not going to, I don't know. We still got to catch up a little bit after not being employed for the last month. I'm going to have to catch up. So that $600 a piece is probably going to go in the bank and it's going to stay there for a little bit. It's something that, me and Angela, we normally buy each other stuff for Christmas, and this year we did, but we didn't buy near as much. And I know that it's not about the gifts, but Christmas is the time that I like to be able to spend money on my friends and hand out gifts if I can, and show appreciation basically for the people that you love and the people you respect. This year we didn't have a whole lot of that. And it bugs me, because there's a lot of people in Anchorage that I respect. There's a lot of people all over the country that I respect, but I just didn't get that. I didn't get that chance to go out and really shop like I wanted to. I'm not a big shopper anyway, but it would have been nice to at least have the option. And this year, that was taken away from us. by stupid politicians sitting in the assembly here in Anchorage. And you see other states that are prospering and they're doing well, and then you see Anchorage that literally has not even a third of the cases that a lot of these other states that are prospering have, and yet we're shut down and we can't go to work and we can't make a living and we can't put food on our table. So we were lucky enough to be able to buy a snowblower, a used one. I did get Angela a air fryer, which is, we haven't used it yet, but it's up there in a box, and we will probably start using that here directly. She's always wanted one, so we decided to get one, and now we got to find the food to put in it to make. But I went back to work on Monday. That was the first day back to work, and tomorrow we actually open the doors again and start allowing people to come in. So it's a holiday, but it's not really a holiday for me. I'm just hoping nothing bad happens on the first day of the year and sets a precedent. So we'll pray to God that happens. Exactly, AC Lytle. It's definitely a psyops and disinformation campaign for sure. See, Jason, I've got the medal. I'll spend the stimulus check on dry goods this time. There you go. That's probably a smart idea. Definitely need to stock up on some stuff. The crazy thing is, you know, it'd be nice to be able to spend $600 on ammo, but up here you only get like one box of ammo for that amount. So that's why I reload. I can buy a lot of reloading supplies for $600, and I can do I can pump out a lot of ammo for that. That's if I can find some. So luckily we have a store or two up here that's still being able to get some stuff. It still trickles in, but it's slow going. You just got to catch them at the right time. So Tim Weeks, and yeah, I'm going to talk about this a little bit, Tim. So Tim's asking my friends that are watching this. We did a little event a few days ago that raised some eyebrows across the city of Anchorage. We made the news, like 4 different news outlets. He asks, and I'm going to ask you Patriots this because I think that I think I know the answer, but I figured I'd let you guys post it on here. Is honking your horn on a public street in Anchorage illegal? Asking for a friend. So to let you guys know what we did is we have a group of people that, you know, have pretty much gotten sick of trying to get the left leaders up here in Anchorage to listen to us. You know, they go in there and you can testify your butt off. You can, you know, put your heart into it, and they look at you, or they don't even look at you, and they'll be playing on their phones. They'll be making Snickers and doing all kinds of other stuff, and they don't listen to you. Nothing changes their mind. And so a group of friends and a group of Patriots went out and decided that they wanted to go to the mayor's house and drive around their block a few times, like literally 15 minutes or less, and honk their horns and let them know, hey, you know what? We're not going away. It wasn't a matter of, hey, we know where you live kind of thing. It wasn't a threat. You could say that it was a late Christmas caroling, I guess, if you really wanted to say that. But it was all low speed type stuff. We just drove through her neighborhood and then turned around and went to another assemblyman's house and drove through his neighborhood and honked our horn a few times, and that was it. And we left. We had made contact with APD and made sure that you know, we knew what the legality of everything was. Everything was good. Was in contact with them the whole time. In case something happened, someone got hurt or something like that, we at least was in contact with them. Nothing was illegal. We didn't you know, fly through her neighborhood or nothing like that. The only thing I seen illegal the whole night was the guy in her neighborhood decided to come out and try and stop vehicles and stepped in front of us and impeded our travel. That was the only thing I saw that was illegal. So we had a lot of people. It was live streamed by one of our news companies up here. Well, one of our conservative news outlets up here, Politidick. Speaking of which, if you're not on there, go and check out Politidick, just like it sounds. Politidick, and watch his live streams. He shows he's on Facebook and he's on YouTube, and he shows all the current events and stuff like that that's going on up here, all, you know, political rallies and things like that goes on in Alaska, and he does a pretty good job. We invited him out here for this so that we had video documentation of what was going on, just in case somebody did something crazy. It was on video. But it ended up being a good event. We rose some eyebrows. We got her attention. And she made a comment, or her aide or somebody made a comment on her behalf. Um, it's funny because her wife was had a stronger opinion about what we did than what she actually did. So we didn't hurt anybody, didn't harm anybody, didn't threaten nobody, nothing like that. That was not what the whole point of it was. And it turned out to be a decent event. And I know that there's a lot of people that don't like it. But let me ask you something. When the shit does hit the fan, are you going to stand by and let it happen? That's all I'm asking. If you're too sheepish to be able to go out and confront your political leaders like this in a peaceful manner and not bother nobody, how are you going to deal whenever something bad really does happen? That's all I'm going to ask. Let's see. Horn shorted out, won't turn off. Dean Wheeler. Interference with Aurora Borealis caused horns to honk. There you go, Dean. Jason Ammer says, my train horn is illegal. I found out the hard way. Yeah, those are usually frowned on. I'm kind of glad nobody in our group had that, because I mean, it was distracting. I mean, we did this at 7:00 at night. It wasn't late. It wasn't meant to keep anybody up or, really disturb the peace or nothing like that. And it wasn't like 100 cars. It was just a little parade that went through the neighborhood a few times and left. And we left. It was a piece of cake. The crazy thing was, APD called me on our way out. We were leaving. And they said that her whole neighborhood was calling 911. Well, we have a non-emergency line here, and they were too stupid, honestly, to use the non-emergency line to say, hey, we got a bunch of cars coming through our neighborhood. Instead, they called 911, acted like a bunch of idiots on it, and panicked, and that's, what they did. So, it is what it is. But, and then I guess that there's, we did what we thought, needed to be done to at least maybe wake some people up. We had a lot of good support on the live video. I know that not everybody condones that kind of stuff. And, I wanted to make sure that, everything, like I said, was legal. I had contacted APD to find out what their policies on it were. And there was actually no real policy on it, because originally we had thought about standing on a street corner, on their block and protesting, but I decided that was probably not a good idea. I didn't want to disturb her neighbors too badly, but we did find out that she lives in a block that's got like Antifa types living there, hence the guy that tried to stop our vehicles. So, felonious honkers. Yeah, we were felonious. Shit hit the fan, drag these turns out over the mansion. Yeah, well, I think that, so Angela's posting the video. It's like an hour and a half long. We went to her house, and then we went back to where we started, and then we went to another assemblyman's house. And literally nothing happened at either one of them. I mean, other than the guy trying to stop us. It was very peaceful. Everyone stayed in their vehicles. No one got out. No one approached anybody other than the one guy. And it went without a hitch. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, and the funny thing was the mayor. We've got some people on the right that are causing a stir and talking a bunch of crap, and they'll remain nameless. I'm not going to give them the benefit of saying who they are, but if you're following several of the Anchorage groups, I'm sure you can see who it is. But the mayor actually come out and made a statement. She didn't make it, but her spokesperson did, which she's supposed to speak for the mayor. Said that the mayor, acting mayor, I should say, supports the first, everyone's First Amendment rights, and didn't say nothing negative at all about it. So we're getting more hatred from some of the people on our side than we are from the other side. So, the funny thing was there was one of our assemblymen that's going through a recall right now. They had a fundraiser for him, and in the middle of the fundraiser, they were talking about our event, and one of them had said, well, we should go do that in their neighborhoods. And then another guy spoke up and said, well, they have guns. And that was the end of the discussion on that. So at least they recognize it. At least they have someone smart enough to realize that, and I would hope that if they came through my neighborhood, I'd probably just stand in my living room and laugh at them, because they're not going to get under my skin. And I just kind of think that that's a funny thing. Felonious honkers. I like it, Dean. Yeah, I think you got to remind your politicians once in a while that they live in the same city that you do. I think that they get wrapped up in a bubble. I think that they start to believe that they're untouchable. I think our last mayor thought that, and then a news reporter broke a story on him, and it turned out to be a sexting scandal, and our mayor at the time had to step down. I think he thought he was untouchable, and that he nothing could take him down, and all of a sudden, boom, this whole thing came out, and within a week he was done. And I remember being in the assembly room whenever he announced it. He actually wasn't there. No one's really even seen him since this, and he announced it, and the whole damn room blew up like a hockey rink. I mean, everyone was screaming and cheering and hollering, and it was one of the greatest days of my life. He was not a very well liked mayor on our side, and it was a glorious day whenever he finally stepped down. But we ended up going from one beast to another, and now we got Austin Quinn Davidson as our acting mayor. We've petitioned to try and get them to hold an election, and for another mayor, and they will not do it. So our actual real election is supposed to come up in April anyway, and we're hoping to replace her with a good conservative mayor, someone that will do right by the city and end the mandates and get rid of all this crap and put us back to work. So we can always hope. Felunkers. No, I think I think felonious honking is better. Felunkers. Gotta kiss my lady in about 10 minutes. I wish you and yours happy. Yeah, same here, Jason. Hopefully this year is very prosperous for you. Hopefully everybody stays safe down there in Texas, and hopefully you guys have good weather all year long. I know, like I said, when I was down there, I went through a bad season of hurricanes. So I went through Hurricane Ike, if you remember that, Jason. Brian Williams, Happy New Year, brother. Appreciate that. There's a lot of Anchorage has got, Alaska in general has got a lot of good Patriots. A lot of people that are ready to stand up and start doing some stuff. We still have some keyboard warriors. I think every state does. We got a lot of guys that are opinionated and think that their shit don't stink, but they would rather sit behind a keyboard and not do anything and raise a hand than anything else. So unfortunately, I think you see that in every state. Tim Weeks says, I seen Berkowitz on a couch on Facebook the other day. I seen his backside somewhere. For those that you don't know, my friends from down south, part of that sexting scandal with Ethan Berkowitz was the reporter actually shared a picture of his naked backside. And when it got disputed, she mentioned the bathroom floor and his wife. So it was pretty much a pretty good clue that it was a real picture. But the original intent of that was that I guess he had been sending nude pictures to underage websites. So there's still, I think, more to that story than we know. But I think the quickest thing he could do was back out of the mayor's thing and disappear out of the public eye, which is probably smart. But I still think that there's a story that needs to be told in that whole thing. My buddy Tim Weeks was with us on this little excursion around the mayor's house. He had a good time. Yeah, Jared, we have Anchorage is not immune from stupidity and political just dumbness here. Unfortunately, it happens all over the country. I think that he thought he was Gavin Newsom or something and thought he could get away with everything. And I tell you what, you don't scorn a woman, especially whenever she's Italian, boy. She'll get right after your ass, and she did. So, yeah, we've had our share of ups and downs here in Alaska, but you can't compare the beauty of Alaska to any other place on earth. If you've lived here and you've seen it and you've been around it and like the wildlife, I mean, you got seven or 8 foot tall moose at the head, walking up and down the streets, full rack of antlers. I mean, unbelievable sights that you see here. And they'll be walking right downtown. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, you don't see that in other states, you know, and same thing with, once in a while you see caribou and stuff like that out driving to Fairbanks and you know, just different sights that you see here. You can, from my house, you drive 5 minutes and that's the inlet, and you can see beluga whales. You can see killer whales and stuff come into the inlet. It's unbelievable. Sea otters and stuff like that. It's really cool. We have an area that we call Flat Top, where you can go up and you can look over the city, and it's about maybe 10 minutes from my house. And the lights and stuff of the city. If we wanted to go up tonight and watch the fireworks, we could watch it from up there. But, you know, since everybody's drinking at home, and I'm sure everyone's going to be out going out and looking at the fireworks, we're just staying at home tonight. So I'm not going to risk any more bad things that can happen in 2020. So we're staying our happy asses at home. Tim, Happy New Year's to you too, buddy. I'm really blessed, and we're blessed that you have come into our life as friends, and we're happy to have met you and look forward to doing some more things with you guys in the future. Dewey Wells, Dustin, come and get some breakfast or lunch tomorrow. Bring the family. It's on us. Dewey, I would do that, but I have to be at work in the morning. Where it's our first day open. What time do you close? Live free or die. Absolutely, man. And I believe that in my heart, that if we can't live free, then there's no reason to live. You know, this country was based on the principle that the citizens get a say in what happens to this country, and right now that's not happening in Anchorage, Alaska. Dewey, brother, I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. You and Kreiner are an inspiration to the restaurant owners in this city. And, you know, I'll always support your rights to do what you have been doing. For those that don't know, a bunch of the restaurants up here went against the mayor's mandates and stayed open. And a few of them stayed open and got some fines. And they paid their fines. They've done everything possible that they could do. And this 2 weeks ago, there was a kind of a resistance type movement. And two of the restaurants that had stayed open before got warned that if they open up again on this one, then they were going to get $15,000 a day fines, be closed for 2 weeks, have their license, I think their license revoked, I'm not sure. But literally, tyranny stands in the city of Anchorage, Alaska, and the mayor and the elected assembly allow it. Not everybody on the assembly allows it. We do have two freedom fighters that are on the assembly that do fight for the citizens' rights, and they've been against this from the beginning. But for the most part, the majority of the assembly has basically, I like to say, they have went and bought the gun, put the bullets in it, and handed it to the mayor, because that's what they've done. They've murdered our businesses here in the city. Yeah, it's completely ridiculous. You know, I'd like to see. I wish that maybe there is, if anyone out there that's on my feed knows of a constitutional lawyer here in Alaska, please have them reach out to me, because I think that we have a good case to go in and do citizens arrest on every single one of the offending assembly members and the mayor currently in office up here. I think that every one of those people need to see justice. I think that the citizens need to see justice, and I think that they need to be tried and you know, for their crimes. I think that, you know, they have removed some of our constitutional rights, and I think that that is you know, borderline treason, if you ask me. So Nathan Marshall's watching. Hey buddy, good job on your piano tonight, man. Dude, it's always phenomenal watching you play. You're an inspiration to people like my age everywhere, man. I'm a drummer, so, you know, using my fingers and stuff like that was all for you know, wrenching and reloading and shooting and all that kind of stuff. I never could play the piano, but, you know, if I could do this, I could do some drumming. That was one thing that I enjoyed doing back in the day. But, you know, I just wanted to get on. I'm probably going to sign off, but I wanted to get on and wish everybody a happy new year. Hopefully a prosperous new year. I'm not even going to make a New Year's resolution this year, other than try and make the year the best I can make it, and hold my loved ones a little closer. We almost lost Angela this year, so I know what I would have lost, and I think that actually, in some ways, it's made us stronger together. So that would have been a huge blow to me, and a huge blow to, I think, all of our friends and the people that love us. So I am counting my blessings on that for sure. Jared, happy New Year to you too, and happy, like I said, I hope look forward to working with you a little bit this year. Ed Kittle, happy New Year, brother. We need to get together again. It's been too long. I know that there's a lot of stuff going around in Anchorage right now, but I think it's time that we start seeing eye to eye, and we start seeing being face to face and talking about some of the stuff that's going on. But I think I'm going to sign off. But I wanted to come on and share my little fire that I got going on in the background there. I think that's kind of a cool thing on a nice cold winter night. Just want to come on and just share a few of my thoughts, and hopefully this year turns out the way that last year didn't. So I'm gonna get off, but Dean Wheeler, happy New Year. We appreciate it, brother. You've been there since we were in California, and we miss you guys down there. And we hope you guys hopefully you guys can get Gavin Newsom recalled before he has to spend the rest of his term in there. And I know that there's some good freedom fighters still left in California. Hopefully you guys are doing what you've been doing. I got some good friends out there, Aaron Bate and Dean Wheeler and Marcus Wessels and Do Stuff. I haven't done stuff with Do Stuff in a long time. My buddy Ryan Sizzlinoff. I haven't seen him on here in a while, but I need to call him and see if I can't get him on one of my shows again. We had a good time last time. And then, God, who else is out there? TD Bach or Katie Bach, our friend that used to have the gun range we used to train on. I hear she's going to be a mama again soon, so congratulations to her. Trying to think who else we got out there. Sam and Dave, we miss you guys tons, man. We really do. You guys need to make that trip up here to Alaska so we can show you around up here. Summertime's coming. Just saying. Just throw that mask on, hop on that big long tube in the sky, and fly your ass up here. Rolling Raleigh with Aaron Bate tomorrow in Modesto. Sweet, man. Sweet. There's so many people in California that we miss. My mother-in-law, Jean, we miss her. We miss my stepdaughter, Ayana. And it just gets hard, right now with the COVID stuff and the flights and everything. You got to have your mask on and all this other crap, or they kick you off the flights, and nobody wants to wear a friggin' face diaper while they're sitting on a damn basically a tube with wings. So what's weird, and this is something that I realized, it costs more money to fly to Juneau, Alaska from Anchorage, Alaska than it does to fly from Anchorage, Alaska to Las Vegas, Nevada. Why does that make sense? It doesn't make a damn bit of sense, but that's what it is. Hey, Brett O'Bray, hopefully we'll see you in there for a drink tomorrow. Brett, you better come out and have a drink, dude. The bar will be open tomorrow at noon. Face diaper. That's what it is, man. It's a face diaper. You should see all the bacteria and crap that's on your face and that you're breathing into that mask. It's a face diaper. Well, Dean, tell all the guys from CVP I said hello, and make sure you give Dan a whack upside the head, and tell him it's from Dustin. He'll know. But yeah, Brett, get your butt into the bar tomorrow, have a drink. We'll be open. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off. I've rambled long enough. But whatever you do this year, make sure you go out and you Patriot on. You get out there and you show your patriotism. Don't be a coward. Get out there and do what you got to do to, show your freedom. We got to win our freedom back. That's the whole thing. And this is it's so damn important. Yeah, virtual hug to. Well, I'm gonna let Angela do the virtual hug. That just sounds kind of creepy. To everybody in CVB. Tell everybody in CVP that Tank and Angela say hi. And, when we get back down there, we'll make sure we look everybody up. Eventually, we're going to have to go back down and see Angela's mom. So, and hopefully it'll be after the COVID crap is over with and people are done dying from the COVID shot and passing out and all that kind of crap. But anyway, we're going to get off. I love you. Be good. Patriot on and live like it's 1776, baby.